So I just got an angry email. I don't know this person, never met them. At least not that I'm aware of. Whoa. On a meta level, that's a scary thought. Like, do you think about the people that are looking at your social media and what their intentions are? Whoa, okay. All right. Anyway, I don't want to fall into that rabbit hole. Basically, the email is saying that screw you, real estate guys and money guys and investment guys on YouTube. Apparently, we give people false hope. Blah, 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 blah. First of all, I'm not a money guy. I'm just a real estate guy. And even then, you know, I'm not really like that. Like, this is me just documenting myself, building up my real estate business, and maybe giving some advice along the way. That's it. You're not going to see me selling any type of course. But very quickly, I'm realizing that I'm going to be very late for a meeting, so let's take this video on the road. But clearly a lot of people haven't solved the money puzzle. I haven't necessarily solved it myself either, because I'm not a trillionaire. I mean, I'm driving a Subaru. If you really want like the real answers to all of the money problems, I guess ask Elon Musk or Warren Buffett. And coincidentally, I happen to be driving past Warren Buffett's house like right now. However, I get it. I too was bashing my head up against like the financial wall. And look, I mean, I followed the rules. I got a good job by, you know, all counts. I was making good money. I was traveling around the world. I set some money aside for some investments. All of my bills were paid. You know, nothing was necessarily inherently wrong. However, I've been in real estate my entire life. I keep seeing these real estate investors create real money, real wealth. And, you know, at the time, because I didn't really know what I was doing, you know, it all seemed like magic to me. Now, if you remember in the last vlog video, I talked about understanding corporate structures, and that is very key to being able to obtain business credit, which is vital if you want to grow your assets. Keyword grow, not live off of. Woof! I've got 2 minutes until my next meeting. It's going to be with another real estate investor about other real estate opportunities. It's going to be where all real estate deals are done. At a bar. We'll get back to talking about business credit in just a moment. All right, so great talk. Back to the studio. Gotta love video transitions, right? It makes stuff seem like it just happened, even though it's been hours since that meeting. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about the credit to increase and not live off of. Keyword increase, not live off of. And a lot of people then tell me, I can't get more funding. There we go. That's where I was going with this. Perfect. I talk to a lot of people and they say, well, I can't get more funding. And clearly that's not true. That is a lie. We talk about getting into debt all the time. We all have credit cards, we all have mortgages, we all have a car note. So it's very evident that we can obtain funds. It's in the spending portion where we flub it all up. Basically, we don't know what a liability and an asset is. It's okay. It happens to me too. I too have used credit cards to buy liabilities like vacations to Bali and, you know, the latest Air Jordans. What can I say? They're awesome shoes. Instead of growing my personal lines of credit to buy more assets, I was growing my lines of credit to buy more liabilities. That is a huge detriment. That's kind of like lifestyle creep, except it's way more sinister because this lifestyle creep comes with, what are credit cards charging right now? Like 30% interest? Not good. Not good at all. So at that time, I got this like brilliant idea. Why not get like a side hustle or something? You've been there too. Come on, be honest. How many people watch the Gary V garage sale series? It's okay. I watched it. It's okay. Look, I'm not judging. It was actually a pretty great series. In fact, if you're down to like your last $100, then I mean, I don't see anything else that would make money quicker than to go to garage sales and start flipping items. Now, is there going to be fees when you flip these items if you sell through eBay and all that stuff and shipping? And yeah, there is. That's why there's a difference between net and gross income. Surprise! But ultimately, I had to ask myself, what am I solving for? Is it just money? Well, you know, in the moment, yeah, it was. But ultimately, what I want is freedom. Because more money, more problems, baby. I promise you, if you're gonna try to be a trillionaire, you're probably not gonna be free. You're just now gonna be shackled with diamond encrusted, caviar infused, truffle oil drizzled, golden handcuffs. Running a business sucks. Everything is your fault. The good, the bad, and the ugly. On the flip side of that coin, I don't want to be stuck in a cubicle. And most important, I don't want a boss. Call me a California hippie, but I want to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. And I'm sure as hell not going to flip teddy bears to get there. But there's a lesson there, right? Flipping anything is very lucrative, except real estate short term, because that implies more taxes. That's why flipping houses is a sucker's game. However, all of business is a flipping game. Sooner you learn that, the better. If you own a restaurant, like I do, you want to get the highest quality food at the cheapest price possible so that you can flip it to make a profit, right? If you're a crypto bro, which I am not, you're trying to buy crypto low and sell it high. Now, you might have to wait a lot longer, a year, 2 years, 3 years, forever. But ultimately, you're flipping it for a profit. Here's a little secret. Come here, come on a little closer. Even real estate developers are flippers. They don't like to be acknowledged as such because, you know, they're above all that. But ultimately, what are they doing? They're buying raw land. They are building on that land. Then they are selling or leasing, depending on whatever's more profitable in the moment, that property for a profit, or cashing out, or whatever the case may be, and moving on to the next property. That sounds like flipping to me. But for the sake of simplicity, let's stick to more traditional business routes, right? There are permits, there are fees, there's insurance, there's massive overhead, electricity, water. You know, there's production line issues, and probably the worst problem of all, problematic employees. If you really think about it, once you play the business game to its logical conclusion, it's just more problems stacked on top of money problems. From what I can tell, there is no headache-free way of solving for money. There's just less friction-y ways of doing so. You can either, one, be a solopreneur like a lot of video editors on YouTube, which just do their work, hand it to you, and they don't care about the project ever again. Fair enough. Or two, which is still to flip, but instead of flipping products, you're flipping credit lines in the form of joint ventures, baby. That's what's up. Now, before I proceed, please do your due diligence. Don't just listen to some guy on YouTube. Verify. Trust, but verify. You know what I mean? Now, you have to be very strategic with joint ventures. In the beginning, there are a lot of hurdles that you're going to have to jump over, but eventually, if you know how to leverage the system correctly within the world of real estate, basically title companies and transaction coordinators, I don't know why I flubbed that up, will do the heavy lifting for you, which is what I intend to do. I don't know if you remember, but in the second video of this series, I talked about how I got a line of credit with my business account. If you don't remember or haven't seen that, linked above. The way I'm going to deploy that money is to joint venture with other real estate investors that need to either buy, sell, or rehab any real estate property. Basically, as long as it has to do with real estate and it makes sense, I'm willing to take a look at it and see if it's worth my time to joint venture. Why anything real estate related? Well, one, because this is a real estate YouTube channel, and two, because real estate is really all I know. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at this. It's the only thing I've been doing my entire life. I just so happen to know how the entire system, especially on the back end, works. I know where all the pain points are. And at the end of the day, all funds, all ownership, all joint venture, all contracts are verified through title or closing attorney, whatever your state has. And look, you can think I'm crazy, but by joint venturing, I can choose the timeline and the level of involvement that I want to be a part of each individual deal. I can choose to joint venture in the short term, put money into escrow and get my money back in 30, 60, or 90 days, or I can think about longer term prospects where I put my money in for 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And get a slice of that big boy pie. You know what I'm talking about. It just all depends on the deal that is presented in the moment. Once again, do your due diligence. Because just know that if you're going to take this route or a route very similar to this, you're going to want to make sure that you stay compliant. Because the last thing you want is to be screwed over because the paperwork was not done correctly. So please, zoom in. Seek counsel. Know how to dot your I's, cross your T's. If you're doing this with just a handshake, there's a very high possibility that 1, you lose everything, or 2, if you aren't documenting things correctly, you may have problems with the IRS or other 3-letter agencies. Document correctly. Document correctly. But yeah, that's one of the many ways that I plan on deploying my lines of credit. I take the profits, I buy more real estate, I buy more tax lanes, I buy more things that are assets and keep growing this snowball into something greater and greater and greater. Isn't that just all of business? So yeah, that's it. Hit that like button or that dislike button. It really doesn't matter. If you want to support me, cool. Hit that subscribe button. That's pretty chill of you. Awesome. You did it. Right on. Do you feel this connection? Thank you for subscribing. Now don't make this weird. Don't make this weird. Check out my newsletter. It's going to be linked down below. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.